fellow comedian, Anthony Victorson.
Hello.
That's it. Welcome to the Underachievers podcast.
Dude, I have credits, bro.
I have credit. You have performed at the LA Comedy Club. You have done Don't Tell Comedy.
Yeah.
I'm
a regular.
You're a regular at the club.
Don't tell. You know. In the future, a regular at the club. If I want to be, you know.
Don't Tell was fun, though.
Fuck yeah, man.
Shout out to Nick.
Hell
Nick
yeah, man.
He liked me, which is nice.
Yeah, Nick is really cool. I'm glad he showed up out of nowhere to give us all a stage.
Yeah. Don't Tell's fun. Like, where was your show at for Don't Tell?
We had a downtown. It was like a.
Was it downtown Ferguson?
Yes, that's what it was.
You had the llama.
The llama was running around. Nearly gave me a panic attack before my set.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like it was probably like the biggest crowd, one of the bigger crowds that I've been in, and then the green room. I'm sitting there with Will Couch, and it's just a tiny little house, and then you exit the house, and then you got a llama running around, and I just don't think I was experienced enough for all those twists and turns. I nearly had a panic attack.
Oh, I guess I should turn off this fan.
Dude, you're gonna mention my shorts, or are we just gonna act like this is normal?
No, this is completely normal. We're long lost stepbrothers for sure. I could see it. No, so that's actually one of the main reasons I wanted you to do the show. Like, I saw that and I was like, that's hilarious. And I thought back to the California trip that you, me, and Jimmy took, and I already had like Jimmy on scheduled, and I was like, well, Anthony would be a great third episode.
Hell yeah, man.
Because I not only like you as a comic, you're very funny. You're someone I enjoy hanging out with whenever I do get to see you. I feel like I don't get to see you enough. And yeah, the shorts. I had to do it for the bit.
I agree. There's something, not to suck your dick or anything, but you are a cool person to hang out with. And
Appreciate that.
I also want to see you more, so we should grind more.
Yeah.
In the scene. I need to get off of weed. I need to stop smoking so much weed.
That is kind of the downfall to working at a dispensary is you're just always around weed. And it's great when you're just hanging out, but when you got to do shit, like...
Do you get lazy off of it?
Yeah, mostly because I mostly smoke like indicas.
Yeah,
and like most sativas will just kind of like stress me out just because my brain's already kind of going like a mile a minute. Mm-hmm. So if I do have like a really like heavy sativa, then I'm just like, I'm like I've realized it's like overstimulating me is what I call it.
My problem right now is video games. Like I'll hop on NBA 2K and I'll just fucking play that all day. And before every every basketball game that I play, I gotta toke up. I gotta get high. So like it's like 30 minutes between games, and I'm just like bowl after bowl after bowl. And then sometimes when it gets to nighttime, I just get tired and I sleep. And you gotta have some kind of work ethic as a comic, I guess.
Yeah, that's very true. I was trying to edit. I was like, I'm gonna smoke some weed and then edit, but then in turn just got super lazy, and that's the downfall. I realized I can't work and smoke. I can't even. I don't really even like to smoke and then go on stage.
Me neither.
Yeah. After
drinking is cool though. And I'm a lightweight. I don't drink that much, but it's always helped me on stage.
Yeah, I feel like even with because I was sober for about a month, and I was still kind of hitting comedy hard, and I felt like I remembered my material better, but I wasn't having as much fun, like on stage.
Yeah, and that matters.
Yeah,
because like everybody tells you like record your sets or like try to have your best. set by like going up there sober, but you know, and then they tell you it's a marathon, not a sprint. Well, in order to like complete the marathon, I think I need to have fun along the way.
Yeah,
you know? So it's
exactly.
Like, yeah, like if you don't want to record your set because it takes some pressure off, or like you know, if you want to get a little high before your set, before an open mic, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, even for like shows, I feel like I gotta come with like high energy, and I feel like a couple beers in, and I'm feeling loose.
Like it's a good thing.
Yeah. Because like if not, then I'm just like I'm overthinking it, you know.
Yeah. And
then that's gonna be like the downfall of it.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And we're both like in our first year. You know, we just got done with our first year, so like I feel like we're on kind of the same page with comedy.
Yeah, I feel like I would say you're better than I am. You're funnier than I am. I would say that.
Subjective,
sure, but I think so. I really like your style, and that's actually something that I want to talk about. Was I don't want to call it a character, but
let's get into it.
Yeah, your cadence on stage, like your body language, like because it is kind of like how would you describe you on stage if you were like an outsider looking in?
It would be like I mean, obviously you can tell, you know, I'm pretty low. I don't have like high energy.
Yeah.
So I just kind of exaggerate or under exaggerate that, you know, on stage.
Lean into it.
Yeah. I lean into my nervousness. I lean into my panic attack or whatever I'm going through, you know, and I just kind of embrace it while I'm on stage. But I've had a lot of difficulties with that lately because I don't know if it's a character, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. I've only been doing it for a year, so I don't know if it's my voice, you know, or whatever they say.
It's who you are.
Yeah, I don't know if it's who I am yet, so that's kind of what I'm struggling with now.
Are you writing material outside of that, like, character?
Yeah, like...
I've seen you do, like, there's times where you do get really high energy. I guess, like... more energetic. I don't know if
like when I'm bombing. I'll just
I feel like those are always the times where I see like you start acting it out, and then there's a little bit more energy to it, or you know, you throw a little bit of that razzle dazzle on there.
No, for sure. I've been trying shit. I've just been trying shit. You know, I've been treating open mics as like completely just a tutorial run. You know, doing whatever the fuck I want. But the problem with that is like I'm not producing like my best material every night. Yeah. You know, I'm not showing everybody my ace hand. Yeah. So I feel like, you know, you lose confidence after a while, and you're like, oh, do people remember that I'm funny, or do they know that I'm just trying shit out here? You know what I mean? I'm just trying to expand. I'm just trying to expand myself right now. Yeah.
That's good though. When you first started doing comedy, did you decide that you were going to kind of do this sort of like, not character, but this was like you were going to lean into that like nervousness, or did it just kind of like come to you?
No, my first set I was like super high energy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I thought that's what you did as a comic, you know? Yeah. You exaggerate your character. So I went out there, and I had a good set because it was on my friend's show. And
your first set was on a...
It was on a show.
It was on a show? Nice.
Yeah. Which that's probably the only reason I started comedy, was because I was forced to, you know, have a date to go, you know, he booked me. So I'm like, all right, I guess this is it, you know, because I was too scared to go to an open mic. But my first show, I was, I came up there like exaggerating my energy and stuff like that.
You went the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Do you have a video or recording of that?
No, I don't think so. No. If I did, no, I don't think so.
We'll pretend like it never happened. Yeah, that's funny.
No, but it felt it felt more like a character when I was doing that. So then, the next day I went to Noreen's and then just kind of did, you know, my thing.
Yeah, what you do now.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it is what it is now.
How'd that first set go for you?
The first set was interesting. I mean, we can get into it. let's talk about it.
Yeah, like I mean, like it's just it's really interesting because I
don't think you know how interesting it is. Or
is this when you said the N-word, right?
Oh, okay. Well,
so yeah, let's talk about
all right.
We'll just
put it out there.
Like off top, like you didn't want to go to an open mic, so you got booked on a show. What was that like writing material that you kind of, or like writing and doing material that kind of wasn't tested, you know?
Yeah, you don't know how the fuck it's gonna go, you know what I mean? So I wrote, it's just complete, it's like garbage, just whatever. Everybody has to start somewhere. I started out writing complete garbage, and like I went up there and I got an okay response. Like they were a very nice crowd for me,
Where was the show?
At Seesaw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was a trash talk show with Jordan Underwood, local comic. But what was your question? I'm sorry.
What was it like doing like material that wasn't tested?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so you just don't know if you're funny like the first time. You're not. First of all, you're not funny. The first time, anybody that gets up the first time doing comedy, you're not funny. So you're just faking it, and just I think you're just trying to get by with your time.
Yeah.
And but the crowd was cool, and after that set, I went to New Orleans, and that's that was the infamous night.
At Noreen's, that's when you said the N-word? Or
yeah,
was it?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't say the N-word at the showcase.
No. It was at the open mic because my thoughts were, at an open mic, you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Nobody cares what you say.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be an edgy comic anyway. So, I don't care what you guys have to say about me. So I'm going to go up there, say what I want. And that's what I did.
What was the joke? What was the premise, I guess?
So I was having a pretty good set. I was feeling confident about the set. Like people were laughing.
New jokes from the night before or same jokes?
Different jokes. Okay. I was writing a lot.
Okay.
To start. And then, so the set was going great. So I'm like, oh, let me try to push it. And I had this joke. And that was my last joke of the set, and it went like all right. I'll just say the joke.
Don't say the N-word.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Never again. I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
But the joke goes, growing up, I used to play basketball, and Allen Iverson, he was my hero growing up. But I never had any skills playing, I never had any basketball skills. The only thing that Allen Iverson ever did for me was make me a white N-word. So it was a play on the term wigger, which I don't think we can say anymore either.
Yeah. No, I mean, not that you can't say it, it's just...
It's weird.
It's just a bad word.
Yeah.
Like in a sense of like, that word is just... It's trash.
Isn't that one of those words that we always said when we were kids?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that dude's a wigger, that dude's a wigger.
Yeah.
But now saying it feels...
It feels very weird. Like hearing you say it, I'm like, ugh.
It's uncomfortable?
Yeah, it's just like, it's like cringeworthy, like that. Like, you're just like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, your attitude on words change and stuff. And
especially as you really get older. Especially in comedy, too.
Yeah, so when I said it, I was referring to myself, I didn't call anybody, but as soon as they said it, I was like, oh, I fucked up.
You're like, nope, that was not it.
Yeah, not the right move.
Did you feel like a vacuum in the room? Like everyone was just like, ooh.
No, you heard the vacuum.
Oh, yeah.
You heard people, And then, so I knew right away. I'm like, oh, I fucked up, And a couple comics came up to me after my set.
How'd you end the set?
That was the end. I said that, and then I looked at Ian, and Ian gave me like that uncomfortable laugh, and he started playing the music on me.
Oh man.
Yeah. So he played the music, and then I knew. I'm like, fuck.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm like, am I banned from the scene already? Like,
you canceled already. First
Yeah.
open mic, he's done. That's great.
So a couple comics came up to me after, and they told me, hey, don't do that. And I already knew,
Yeah.
hey, I'm never gonna do that again.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's the way your perception changes, because you think certain certain words are funny, and then you realize, not everything's like just funny. So I learned my lesson.
Yeah,
for sure. But that's a fun way to get into comedy. So
yeah, that's that's actually.
But I thank the Vegas scene for being nice to me and not canceling me and giving me another chance.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, who's the first person to come up to you and be like, "Hey, don't do that"?
It was John Campbell. John Campbell came up to me.
John Campbell. Shout out to John Campbell.
Yeah, really cool guy.
Yeah.
I had talked to him the day before, and I was like, where's the open mics?
Oh, was he on that show at Seesaw too?
He was.
Okay.
Tyler Jolly and him were. Tyler Jolly was the headliner, and he was the feature.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was a cool show because
that was a good combo. I like that combo a lot.
Not only that, Randall Thompson was a feature. Ooh. It was a really good show to debut on. So they had so thank goodness they had known me from the night before. Yeah. And because if they hadn't known me, the reaction might have been different. If I was just some random dude. But they saw I had a set the night before, and they were as cool as you can be for saying something so shitty like that. Yeah. And they basically just said, hey, don't do that again. Whatever. Yeah. Just don't do it again.
Like, it is what it is, but
I'm like, I get it. I get it. So
that's awesome. That's so great. And then it's been a nightmare ever since.
Yeah, it's been a fucking roller coaster.
You just celebrated 1 year a month ago, a couple weeks back.
Yeah, October or something, like October 1st, I would say, something like that.
What is, I guess, kind of like a recap? Like, what is like some of the best things you've learned from comedy in this 1 year?
It humbles you for sure. There's something about getting into comedy that it like makes you feel not funny. You know what I mean? Especially
in this town.
Yeah.
Especially because there's so many comics.
We have a lot of
so many good comics. Not just like, I mean, there's a lot of bad ones too, but there's a lot of really good comics in town.
Yeah, if you need like a role model or people to look up to, we have them in Vegas.
100%.
Yeah.
Who is maybe not your favorite comic, but like who's like a comic that like I guess you look up to in a way?
Well, I'll always say Jocelyn Sharp. Jocelyn put me at LA Comedy Club when I was 3 months in, and it kind of like paved the way for my first year in comedy because I think people saw that I was working with Jocelyn, and they booked me because of that. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I was talented enough to where Jocelyn put me on the fast track to people booking me, which inherently made me a little bit better.
Yeah, that's good though.
Yeah, she made
3
my
months
first
in
year
at LA Comedy Club. That's great.
Yeah, now I'm not booked for anything, so it's working out great.
What was your favorite moment in comedy?
I love that. I guess the hangout. You know, it's really cool. I all of a sudden have friends. You know what I mean?
It's strange, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing, like especially like in adulthood, where it's either your friends from high school or like your job. This is like a whole new group of people that you never thought you would meet, and it's a
big,
like a diverse group.
Yeah, and funny.
Yeah,
cool people.
Yeah. Ryan made a really good point of like when we talked, he was like, comics are like the best people to hang out with. Like they're the funniest people in the room. Like it's great to have comics as friends.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't relate to anybody in your life, and you think you're kind of like weird, I don't know, maybe you're a comedian.
Yeah. If you got some funny thoughts every now and then, you're probably a comic.
Yeah, just try comedy. I mean, so what's up with you, man?
Not much. I'm really I'm trying to focus on getting this podcast up. I want to host more. I want to host.
Hell yeah. You know,
I want.
Have you ever hosted before?
Not seriously. I've hosted Underwear Show one time. That was pretty great.
Okay.
I've hosted open mics. Most recently, I was able to host like Strangeville 2 months ago, like the open mic that they did before.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
dope.
I got sauced very like because I didn't really anticipate it, so I had eaten some edibles and I was drinking and I was like really just hanging out with my wife before, and then Ian's like, "Hey, do you want to host?" And I was like, "Ah, sure, why not?" As I progressively kept drinking and the edibles really started to wear in, and then yeah, so I probably won't get as saucy next time, but I enjoy hosting. It's a lot of fun,
It's different.
Yeah. But I kind of like elevating the people that deserve that spotlight. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that I don't want to down myself too much, but I enjoy watching people's comedy, like good comics, and like there's certain people that I really like that deserve that spotlight, and like hosting a show like that where I can be like, hey, check these people out, and build it around them versus like me on the show. Hey, everything's about me for however long,
Yeah.
So that's really what I'm working on, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this show, is kind of highlight some of my favorite people.
Yeah, that's cool. That's definitely one of my goals this year, is to produce my own show.
Nice.
Just so that exactly you can, the people that helped you can help them and shit like that.
Yeah, it's great, and like I feel like a little bit more I guess fulfilled that way, if that makes any sense.
So what's like the weirdest thing you've ever said on stage? I said the N word.
I talk about having, I guess like maybe not the weirdest. Talk about like fingers in my ass a lot. I talk about how I think I might be gay. I've talked about weird stuff that I've done. Like I guess my first joke that I ever wrote was like, "You're not as weird as me," and I was just like I had drank someone's beer that they had left there because it was like a full beer, so I did that. I used to like not clip my toenails, and then I would clip them, and then I'd send a picture to my sister because she would have something funny to say. This is weird stuff, but this is kind of like what we do. And then I end that joke like I masturbated. Like I used to work at Zoomies, like retail. I was like, I've masturbated in that fitting room more times than I can count.
Have you really?
Yeah, I used to, because I used to open at work, and I would just like gotta rub one out, and the bathroom was disgusting, and I can at least sit down in the fitting room. So
yeah, that's pretty gross.
It's weird. I don't know why I do it. It was just like one of those things. Like
well, I'm not judging you. I think I masturbated one time as a delivery driver.
Nice.
Yeah, just on the drive.
Yeah. I heard that's like a really good way to, like, if you're like driving at night, like edging. I forget, like there's like some MMA fighter that would like, you know what edging is, right?
No.
So like edging is like where you masturbate to a point to where you're about to come.
Oh, okay.
And like that, like that sort of feeling will just kind of, energize you a little bit. So you would just edge and keep edging.
So you stay awake?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. I tried to do that once, but masturbating in a car is, especially while you're driving.
It's like peeing in a car. It's hard. Have you ever tried to pee while driving?
Oh, yeah. It's not fun. I've gotten so much pee on my legs, it's not even fun.
Yeah.
But I'm that person that will hop out and like pull into some random spot, like pee, like I'll have like the door open and just pee real quick. I've done that so many times.
No, I'm a shy peer, so.
Oh, really?
I can't do that. If I pull over on the highway, I won't go. I'll be standing there for 30 minutes.
He's just like, no, I think it's because I got a weak bladder.
Me too.
Yeah, I have a weak bladder, so if I gotta pee, like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm 29 years old. The bladder is gone. My bladder's gone.
Yeah, the bladder's gone. It's out. Are you 29?
Yeah, I'm 29.
Nice. Okay, you and Jimmy are the same age. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we went to school together. He went to my rival high school.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we played basketball together, me and Jimmy.
Yeah.
He was way better than me.
Do you actually believe that, or were you like mildly decent?
No, I was good. I could play ball, but Jimmy's a Division I basketball player.
Yeah.
So he can ball, you know.
Did you get any scholarships to play ball?
No. I quit my junior year. I stopped playing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I just I did the thing where I was like, oh, I don't want to go to practice anymore.
This is bullshit.
I was a total shithead. Yeah. And now you regret it. No, I don't know. That's what they tell you.
You look back on this as the best times of your life and you threw it away.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about like high school as like the best time of your life?
No, but I think about it probably like better than it actually was, you know. Like it's a better memory than it was, because if you're always like, oh, I kind of miss high school, but like if you think about actually going into first period and then having to go to the second period,
second,
and then having to go to PE,
yeah, I have nightmares. Like it's a very like recurring dream that I have, that I'm back in school.
Were you like a nerd or like?
No, I was actually like a terror. Like I think in middle school I realized that school was not for me.
Yeah.
So I scraped by all middle school, high school. I almost didn't graduate.
You felt like dropping out the whole time?
No, I never thought about dropping out, mostly because my dad like worked really hard, and he worked hard so we can kind of like go to school. He wanted us to go to college, but I was never going to go to college, so I felt like I at least owed him like a high school diploma. So did that, and then like college was never a thing. I thought about going to film school for a little bit because I always wanted to be a director. And then same thing, the thought of going to school,
like the grind of it.
Yeah, but granted, like it's a trade, so it'd be at least a little bit more helpful. But going to school is a terrible thought to me.
Yeah, I hear you. I think I get seasonal depression around this time because of it's like school August, September, it's like the start of school.
Yeah.
And I think it reminds me of like going to the bus at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, this feeling.
This is
like
terrible.
Yeah.
I used to be like working retail. You would kind of know like back to school, like time, like kids in school, and like just being around that so much. Mm-hmm. And I used to know all that. Now that I'm not in that, I'm like, I could care less about these kids, bro.
That's true. You forget how shitty it is.
Yeah,
they're going through it right now.
Yeah, it's wild. Like my younger brother and sister just graduated high school, so it's like, first of all, I never not that I didn't think, but I just always felt like that was so far away. And now that they have graduated, I'm like, oh, now they're like real people, and they're gonna like have real lives without being like, oh, high school, like worst time of my life or best time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, one of them is gonna struggle throughout their 20s. I'm sure. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that would be my brother, because my brother is like so much like me that I'm like, 21, 22, 23 is not going to be your best years.
Yeah.
But like end of 23, 24, you're going to catch your stride and you're just going to kill it from there. Yeah.
Now my 20s have been it's been a bunch of learning lessons.
Yeah.
Because you graduate high school and you still think you're a kid. I was partying until I was 25. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm
still partying. Yeah,
I'm still not ready to let go of childhood.
Yeah. I don't think you ever should.
Yeah. Well, it's cool, being a comic, it's almost like you're back to being 21,
Yeah.
It's like we're all hanging at bars again.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, I mean, granted, like I enjoy drinking beer, so like being in like this sort of setting and like hanging around, like when we're actually like just hanging out and stuff like that, it's like, okay, cool, like we're just, you know, normal people hanging out, and then it's like, oh hey, I gotta go do this thing for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know. But kind of back to comedy. What got you into comedy? When did you started? So you were 28 when you started.
Yeah, which is late, I guess, right?
I mean, I started when I was 26, I think, or 25 maybe. But I mean, well, I had like an interesting like my background was always writing, never theater, you know. Oh, you didn't do theater in high school or anything?
No. So I had.
Did you ever think about it?
No, I mean, yeah, you know, I was you know, I wanted like an artistic outlet, but I was too scared of getting on stage, you know, and
gotcha.
I even went all the way up until I was in college. I failed out of 3 communication classes.
Shit.
Because I was just too scared to get in front of class. So like you have your, you know, you would go to your first day of school, and then they would say, oh, you know, the next week we're gonna have this presentation. And I would just build it up in my head and be like, oh, fuck that. I'm just going to drop out.
Damn.
You know, so I failed out of 3 communication classes. I had like, you know, a really hard time with public speaking. And then, you know, it's like, it's almost insane. It's insane to me that I'm, you know.
Yeah, now you get up comedy on stage and you're like, oh, this is normal now.
Yeah. So like the theater background, I had none of it, but I had this itch for writing, and I didn't know how to get a writing job, or you know, how to just become a, you know, what do I just make a book or something, you know. And I had always liked stand-up comedy, so I just kind of linked the two together, and I'm like, oh, if I can just get past my fear of going up on stage, you know, then I have something to say, you know what I mean? It's in the writing. And then it just it got to the point where it was just inevitable, like, oh, I have to try this or else I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life. And that's how it started.
Nice. Do you still get scared going on stage, or I guess like nervous?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you?
Depends. I guess that's kind of like it's like open mics is like one thing. I can kind of go up on a mic and just kind of dick around. Sometimes, like if I really want to work on material, I'll get like ooh, you know, like I hope this works. Yeah. But before a show, I get in the zone. Yeah. It's like the energy, like a pregame, like, all right, we're like, I'm moving, getting my energy up, and like I'm listening to a song, and it's just like hype. You're next. Cool, let's go and do this. Yeah. And then I'll like hit the stage and I'm fine. I will say when I did LA Comedy Club, whenever, I was very nervous because I was like the second one. The first person did like 5-6 minutes, whatever, and I had just gotten a drink, so I was like kind of waiting, and I was gonna go outside and kind of, you know, prepare, you know, mentally, but I didn't really get a chance to because I was like waiting for my drink forever, and then kind of went outside, went over it. And when I hit the stage, I could just feel my heart like beating, and I was like, "Oh, like this is not good." And I like did my joke, and like it went all right. And like in passing, I like did this thing where like I just take a sip of my beer, but it was like kind of like an awkward sort of like, "Oh, I'm gonna take a sip," and then people laughed, and then I like, "Why was that funny?" Did it again, and they laughed again, like a little bit louder this time. So I was like, "This crowd wants to laugh. Let's just have fun." And then from that, I was like, it was like a switch. So it was like, you're okay. And it was just like, boom, energy was back. And I was like, you know, back to it. So, but no, I love doing shows. I have so much fun on shows. And I feel like, I really, like I almost like save the performance for a show as compared to like an open mic.
Yeah. With open mics, you know, I'm still at the point where like, I still get nervous before my set. So, I'm a different person before my set and after my set. Yeah. You know, I'm not really hanging out with everybody until after my set, you know. Yeah,
you're usually like sitting down by yourself, smoking a cigarette type thing.
Yeah, I kind of just chill. Yeah. And then after my set, I kind of just go and hang out with you guys. And
that's fair.
Yeah. But I need to get over that. There's not. You shouldn't fear an open mic.
Yeah, I just think I see where you're coming from though. Like for sure. I mean, there's like a, not like a nervousness, but I see where you're coming though for sure.
Yeah, I got my mind at a different place.
Yeah,
it's not in hangout mode.
That's like literally like before a show. That's why I like disappear. I'm like, hey, I gotta go be away, and that's when I kind of hit that like energy moment.
Yeah, I've noticed a bunch of comics that kind of get up for it like they're almost in a football game or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the same kind of attitude.
Yeah. So you do comedy. Your brother is trained to wrestle professionally, like WWE.
Yeah, I think that's his goal.
Yeah. Is there anyone else in your family that's kind of like in the entertainment business, or is it just like you two caught the bug? And
no, my grandpa was an entertainment booker, and he here in Vegas. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, and that was when so he'd be like booking Elvis and like the Rat Pack and everything. Yeah, I mean like I don't know if it was the Rat Pack or Elvis actually went to his funeral when he died. You know, he was kind of a big deal in Vegas, but he died when my dad was 7. You know,
okay.
We didn't inherit any of that riches or whatever.
Yeah.
So that kind of like changed the tone of the whole like family tree, you know. So other than that, no, nobody has ever been an entertainer. I'm not an entertainer, you know.
But I mean, like you're a comic, and that's entertainment business. So
it's weird to think of it like that, though. You know.
Yeah, I guess so. But that's
I never think of like fame.
Okay,
you know,
that's good.
In terms, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's not like a goal.
Yeah.
You know.
So what is your goal?
I would love to. Well, you know, I mean, it's so silly. Like, I even feel stupid saying that I want to make enough money to, you know, do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, even that sounds like ridiculous.
No, it's a realistic goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like it's the most far-fetched where you're like, oh, I want to be the host of the Tonight Show, which even so is like, I mean,
you know, it is a realistic goal, but it's like so in the future, and there's so many roads that I have to get across, and like, you know, so many things that I have to accomplish before I get to that point. Yeah. That it just seems silly to even talk about it right now.
That's fair. That's fair. But I mean, that's it's good to have a goal, though. You know.
Yeah. My goal right now is just, you know, every day, whatever. You know. Yeah. I need to get on stage more. I'm having some nervousness going on right now.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's.
Think you've like been away.
I don't know what it is. Have you been in a rut yet? Like, I feel like I'm kind of in a rut right now.
After a show, like if I booked on a show, I kind of step away for like a week, just because like I felt comedied out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Or there's just sometimes where I don't feel funny.
Yeah,
I think like that's always like
that's where I'm at right now.
You just don't feel funny.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling because it's not like it's true, or even that it's like it's not like you bombed, or I mean you could have, like, you know, there's certain circumstances, but it's just like you're just in your own head and you've kind of planted this idea, you know. That's
the humbling thing about comedy. I feel like you know, like, yeah, you have all these good sets or whatever, you know, and you think you're funny or whatever, and then you have one bad set, one bad night, and all that goes away. Yeah, you're just thinking, oh, I'm not funny. You know?
That's almost like back to a square one type thing.
It's very like short-term memory for me. You know, like every day, my thoughts on comedy changes. Yeah, depending on how good that day went.
Yeah, I feel that.
But I know we can't stop. That's the only way. It's just the attrition thing.
Yeah. You can't let up, and like, that's the thing. Like, if you don't go for like a week or two, and it's like you kind of see like, not necessarily that things change, but like, oh, you're seeing like people have gotten better, and like this spot is kind of like this, and this crowd is kind of looking like this now, and it's like, okay, now I gotta like almost like recalibrate a little bit. And
Being
like
gone for a week, you know, in comedy, that's a long week.
Yeah,
a lot of shit gets done in that week.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at now. Like, I'm like, oh, what are you guys all doing? And I've only been gone for 4 days or so, you know.
When was the last time you were on stage?
Noreen's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And what's that?
You always hit, most of the time you hit Noreen's.
Yeah, for sure. I try to hit Noreen's. I try to hit five mics a week at least.
Oh, shit.
But lately I haven't been doing that. And I've been beating myself up.
Yeah.
It's like this weird like circle, you know, where you know, you don't feel good because you're doing comedy. So then you don't feel funny when you're doing comedy. You know what I mean? And it's just like you got to get yourself out.
Yeah, it's a weird cycle. I'm glad I'm not the only one that has this thought though.
Yeah, I mean, like because you have to be funny on stage, and it's like, as comedians, it's not like we're clowns.
Yeah,
we're not going around just like, oh, happy all the time.
Yeah.
There days and days go by where you feel depressed or whatever, and you still have to go tell jokes.
I think that's why, like, I've gone up on stage where like I haven't been feeling it, or like I don't feel funny, and I get up there and I'm like, this sucks. Like, if I was watching this, then I'm just like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Or if like I'm like, if I'm like a little too turnt and I go up and I'm just like messing around at that point. Even then, I'm like, some jokes will work, some not. But like when those jokes don't work, I'm like, just throw that whole joke away. Like, you know, like, that was terrible. We're not going to do that again, you know? So, yeah, it's strange. And I hate that. And that's where, like, whenever I am feeling like in those moods, I'm like, I'm not going to go.
Yeah. Like, and that's the fight.
Yeah.
Like, you know, do you go or do you not go when you're in those moods? Yeah. It's not like any other, like, it's not like acting where, like, if you're depressed, it could help your, you know, role or whatever.
You know what I do find that helps though is like, even if I don't want to go up, I'll go hang out for a little bit. Well, just because like being around those people, like, it's like it's almost like a entourage effect a little bit.
It's motivating.
Where you like see people and you like see someone set and you're like, damn, that's good.
Like, I want to do
now.
that.
Now I gotta go fucking work on my material.
Yeah.
So then when I come back and I really want to do this again, then it's like, bam, check my shit out.
That's why they tell you to watch like the pros too.
Yeah.
You know. It gives you that motivation. Like, oh, let me get better. You know.
And I think like that's I'm at this point where I kind of want to restart my set, get a whole new set going.
Yeah,
so
me too.
Like, now I got to write all that stuff and workshop that all. And it's like, oh man, I just spent like a year getting a tight 10. And now it's like, cool, fuck all those jokes. What else do you got? You know what I'm saying?
Well, like writing for me has been like one joke at a time. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you kind of...
But I'm at the point where I want to have a flowing, you know, set.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know. I guess I don't know how most comedians write really, because I don't have, you know, shit just pops in my head and then I write it down, but it doesn't connect with my next joke.
Like as a set. That's I didn't think I learned that was even like how you should be doing your sets until I was probably like 6-7 months in. And then by that point I'm like, why didn't anyone tell me that like my set could be a little bit better if I just worked on like how it's structured and like what jokes you're putting where and how you do them when you do them.
Yeah. Well, I've changed the order and stuff, which has helped, but I just don't know
how it flows.
Like, well, yeah, do comedians write one joke at a time, or do they kind of just like, they're like, oh, I need another 30 minutes, let me write 30 minutes down
and then tweak it from there? That's a good question, because I write one at a time and then just workshop it. If I like it, cool. If not, then I'll write something else.
Yeah, but right now I'm like you, like I want to throw all my shit away.
I think that's what that's what I've got to do, but it's so tough. Like I said, I just spent a year working on these jokes, and now it's like, okay, now I know how to write and how to do this, so I should be better. But at the same time, I'm like, writing is tough for me, especially with like everything. Like, okay, well, let's go to work. Let's do this. Let's set up this show. Let's go hit this open mic. Let's write. And it's like, well, when are you gonna write? Mm-hmm. So I think I just gotta like sit down, like dictate time for that.
Yeah, there's certain comedians that they'll go up every night, but they're not writing.
Yeah,
a lot.
It's the same joke.
Yeah, and then there's certain like I think I fall more into like I'm writing every day.
Yeah.
But I'm not going up enough.
Yeah. I feel that.
So I need to change that.
What's your goal for this year?
Definitely put on my first show. Mm-hmm. I got to get more active with like the social media shit. I don't know.
You've been
like
trying. I've seen like your Twitter, and I like your Twitter is the most obscure like thing ever, and I love it. It's one of those like every time I see it, I'm like, this motherfucker is like, he could Google this image and just put it up there, but instead he just takes a picture of his TV, and I'm like, I'm like, this man right here. Like,
no, I'm for real watching the TV. Yeah. And if I see something funny, I fucking just record it.
Yeah. And I'm like, I love that idea. Like, that's hilarious to me.
There's so many little things that go on in normal TV shows that are just hilarious.
So, yeah.
It's like little snippets of like diamonds that I have to capture.
That's great. That's I actually wrote there's a stupid Tide commercial that, like, granted, I was really high. And it's like, I love writing jokes when I'm high because I think it's the funniest thing ever. But at the same time, like, I'll tell that joke on stage. And I'm like, nope, just me. All right, cool. You guys didn't see that Tide commercial.
That's always fun.
Yeah. But, like, that was one of those jokes where, like, I wrote it and I was like, this is a goddamn banger right here. And I did it on stage and, like, one person laughed and I was like.
So did you toss it out or did you try
I love it so much that I just need to work on it.
Yeah.
Because like it's definitely like one of those like premise jokes where it's like, hey, so this thing happened, and it's like there's punchlines to be added and setups and stuff like that. But I like have not told it since, but I want to because I love that joke just personally.
Sometimes you just gotta have confidence in your joke.
Yeah, like, oh man, like when I told it, because I was like, this is the only joke like I really had planned for the night, and it just did not go like I wanted it to. So I was like, well, Gay Aladdin, you guys like Gay Aladdin? So yeah, I'll work on that one. Maybe that'll be my new joke, the Tide commercial joke.
Yeah, right now it's kind of random, but I've been just binging on Aaron Carter videos. Going back to my Twitter.
Yeah, what? Have you seen? You have to have seen his face tattoo.
Oh, of course. I saw him the day before he got it, and I thought, oh, this guy's whacked out. And then the next day, he goes back on another podcast with the face tattoo, and I'm like, "Oh shit! This is a full-on meltdown." This is a
full-on meltdown.
And I'm with it. Like, I love Aaron.
Are you
Carter.
A fan, or you're just like one of those things that you were like, "Oh, this is like I have to follow this."
Yeah, he's just such a narcissist. Like, you just gotta listen to an interview of his. And he thinks he's the hottest shit in rap right now. Yeah, and that to me, I have
not heard a single Aaron Carter song.
To me, there's nothing funnier than like somebody that legitly thinks that they're the hottest shit.
Yeah,
and like just the delusion, is just so hilarious to me. So that's all I've been watching lately.
That's great.
And he treats all of his bodyguard, he treats all of his security like shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like, get that for me. Get that for me. He's like, they're like his maids, and it's just hilarious.
You're going to have to send me some links.
For sure.
I'm very interested in this Aaron Carter saga now.
Yeah, no jumper. Shout out, no jumper.
Is that
Adam 22.
Oh, okay. Oh, they're beefing, right?
Aaron Carter's probably beefing. Carter's beefing with the world right now.
Aaron Carter versus the world. Bro.
He's setting the world on fire.
Have you tried to write an Aaron Carter joke, or do you feel like that's just
no? But I've tried to tweet at him. I tried to get him to follow me, and he won't. I don't know.
Aaron Carter, just hit me back with the follow. Please.
I think I got to be a chick. I think that's the problem.
Fair. Yeah, isn't he? I don't know.
I've tweeted his hashtag Love Money Gang.
Love Money Gang. He sells shirts. He sells shirts with that.
He sells like $150 hoodies that say love on them, and he just like they're bleached out. They're just like bleached.
Oh.
And
I was about to say, like, bro, I'm gonna buy you a shirt that says "Love Money Gang."
I'm gonna get one. No, I'm gonna get a love.
That'll
I'm gonna
be,
get
that'll be my
$180
gift for you for this podcast. 'Cause I know you guys drove from.
Yeah, you're fucking far, man.
Yeah, well, you live far. Like, first of all, like, don't come at me like this, because we all know you live in the middle of desert.
Everybody knows Summerlin is the farthest thing in Vegas.
You know, Jimmy said that too. He was like, "Oh, you live really far." I'm like, "Bro, you live like people need to like I live in the center of town."
No.
Yeah, I live in this. I live in
this
center.
entire week. All I was thinking was like, "Oh, this drive is gonna suck." This gonna be a 50-minute drive.
You an Aaron Carter shirt now. I was gonna just pay you in weed, but I guess
he's like, "Oh yeah, you want to do my podcast at 6 p.m.? It's only rush hour, no problem."
You know, I thought about that as I was like leaving work, because I mean, I got stuck at work, and then I was like on the way back, and I was like, "Oh, this is terrible. Like, I should shoot for a later time."
It's an awful time.
Yeah. I'll remember that for next time. Thank you for that.
but I'm so lazy. Like, I just don't want to be anywhere. So.
I think it was the fact that you were like, I shouldn't have anything going on. I'm like, he's gonna be fine. He cannot bitch and moan about driving 30 minutes. Yeah, I drove you back in the middle of the night when we drove back to California. When we drove from California, so
fair
this is the trade.
That's true. Man, that was a trip that we did not want to make at the beginning too. Remember that?
Yeah, you and I was like fine, because I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, this is fun. Like I said, just hanging out with people I really enjoy. You slept the entire drive there. Up until we got there, he was like asleep in the back seat. We stopped to get gas, and he was like, I'm gonna get some beef jerky. And it's, how far are we? And I'm like, oh, bro, we're just like 2 hours. And he was like, oh, that's so far. And I'm like, you were asleep the whole time, bro.
Like, wake me up in 2 hours.
Yeah. And then sure enough, like, once we got to like LA, you were like sitting in the back. You're like, yeah, I'm here. And I'm like, this motherfucker.
That was a rough trip.
Yeah. He was like, that was so long. And immediately as we got there, we went to the bar. Great bar. Love that bar. You had like a beer, like one, like a IPA.
Yeah.
And you were like, done.
Oh, I'm fucked up right now. I'm one Coors Light in.
Do you really have that low of a? I mean, I imagine you don't drink too much.
2 of those beers and I'm drunk. You give me another beer, I'm drunk. So
we'll smoke. We'll have another beer, and we'll do the second part of this.
Yeah, I was gonna say that might be a more interesting podcast.
Yeah. Does he drink a lot at home? Off camera is Anthony Victorson's girlfriend. She's shaking her head no. He does not drink. Do you drink? Okay.
No, I'm not a drinker. I'm
more of a smoker.
Yeah.
Cigarettes and weed, methamphetamine.
Yeah, the cigarettes. I know my mom's not listening, but
oh, your mom doesn't know you smoke cigarettes?
No,
Ooh,
I mean, I have to
Anthony.
stop. I don't like being a cigarette smoker.
Yeah.
I don't want to be affiliated with cigarettes.
You don't want people bumming your cigarettes?
Yeah, I'm sick of spending money just so that everybody could take half my cigarettes. You know, it's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Do you agree he should stop smoking cigarettes? Do you smoke cigarettes? Oh, okay. Yeah, you gotta quit, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta quit. You know, I'm glad. Like, I love beer. I love weed. I'm glad I never picked up cigarettes.
Have you ever smoked one?
Yeah, I used to smoke. I used to when I would drink, I would smoke like cigarettes, which was like terrible because not only you wake up with a hangover, you just wake up like mouthful of cigarettes.
Well, that's how you drink and then you smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, which is like, it was like nice when I was doing it, but there was just like, this was when I was like 21, 22, so I was drinking every night, all night, and just chain smoking cigarettes with my friends, and then it's just like.
And knowing Marco, he can down some beers. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, seriously.
Yeah, like when I'm
especially
drinking,
like 21-year-old me was like, bro, I got out of a very serious relationship just because when I turned 21, I was like out a lot, and she wasn't 21 yet, so she was like, "You're just gone all the time," and I was just
chose
like,
the bar.
well, yeah, and that, and like all my friends at the time were like friends that like her friends that like me, because I'm just a likable person, you know. Mm-hmm. And then they were 21 because they were like a year ahead of us, so then we would go out to the bar all the time, and then they liked me more. And then she was like, "You're just stealing all my friends, and you're just gone." So I will never forget what she said to me. I think about this every day. Not every day, but a lot. She was like, she broke up with me the next morning, which was Valentine's Day. Hilarious. She was like,
so cruel.
You don't want me to love you. You want the world to love you. And that inspired my entire like entertainment, like passion.
That's deep.
Yeah. And I think about it all the time because I not that I want everyone to like me, but I you know.
Doesn't she know the trick is to break up with them 2 weeks before Valentine's Day?
Yeah, it was not her best plan, but you know, it is what it is. She broke up with me at the park.
She just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I was probably like a borderline alcoholic. Who knows?
And then she gave you a motivational quote and sent you.
Yeah, words to live by. Honestly, I wish I could thank her, but she really does not like me. So, one of my only ex-girlfriends that does not like me. Surprisingly, the rest of them are like fine. Like but she's the one that just doesn't like me.
What a bitch.
All right, we are gonna take a break. We're gonna go smoke and crack another one of these beers, and then we're gonna get back for the turn edition of the Underachievers podcast with Anthony. I was trying to think of a good nickname. I'm not a good nickname person.
Yeah.
What was your nickname in high school? Did you have a nickname?
The Swan. No.
Anthony the Swan Victorson.
That was my basketball nickname because I was so smooth.
Graceful, like a swan.
I don't know. They call you Victorson because that's what coaches call you.
No, Victorson. Get off the court.
Yeah.
All right.
Act like you want to be here.
Oh my God. I can't wait to come back so that I can tell you about I can ask you about your favorite joke, and I'll tell you one of my favorite jokes of yours.
Hell yeah.
All right. We'll be right back. And we're rolling. All right. I guess I'll finish this one. Welcome back to the Underachievers podcast episode featuring Anthony the Swan Victorson.
Yeah, with my short shorts.
With my shorts. They look nice on you. They look nice on you.
I feel very pale.
You are very pale. When was the last time you wore shorts?
This is definitely the debut of shorts. For comedy. Nobody has seen me in shorts.
It's man, you got white legs.
Yeah, white hairy legs.
It's a nice hairy though. Like it's like not too bad. You know what I'm saying?
If you look at it, I have this spot in my leg that has no hair. And
that's so strange.
I don't know why, but I think girls would love this.
They would just. I like how there's like a little island like two hairs right in the middle.
Look, it's on both my sides.
Hey, we're there.
Look, it's on this side too. No hair.
No hair. Put that side up. Like, see that? Like, no, turn it this way. Oh, look at that. There's nothing.
It's smooth as a baby.
Oh my God. That's so strange.
Yeah, it's like a God or something.
God was like, and let there be no hair. Actually, you know what? We'll throw some more hair on there.
I thought you were going to get up to show your hair.
See this? This is a full.
Yeah.
It's a full hair. It's a setup, you know. Comes with the legs.
That's nice hair to leg ratio for a Mexican.
Yeah, it's not bad, right?
No.
You know, I think I when I was in high school, I shaved my legs once because I felt like it would look good, and I was really scared that because I had like very similar hair like this, kind of just like in like high school. But I was like, oh no, what if they come back and they're like super thick, and then I just got like gross leg hair. It was a very real fear when I shaved my legs in high school.
I had a guy friend. He shaved his legs in high school, and I didn't notice until his like shorts went up, and he was completely hairy, all on his thighs,
like a man's man, like hairy.
Yeah. It's
Damn.
like it's like completely clean, and then the thighs were completely hairy.
I love the thought that he was just like, I'm only gonna shave up to right here.
Yeah,
you know,
because I guess you got to shave the entire leg, right? All the way up.
Yeah, I could only imagine like you're shaving down from your thigh. And you're just so hairless.
It's a weird thing to do, though.
Yeah,
guys shouldn't shave their legs.
I don't think anyone should shave their legs, like
except for girls.
Anthony the sexist Victorson.
Sorry, I'm old school.
Or is that misogynistic? Is that misogynistic?
No,
I don't
it's
know.
Sexist.
Is it sexist?
Yeah.
Is it sexist? She's like all of them.
Misogyny is like, I need to make more than you.
Okay. I still like it's still.
I need to
right,
be the provider.
Yeah.
And then sexist is like, I still prefer my women with makeup and no hair. Sorry.
Okay. Oh man. So how you feeling?
Good. I'm ready to get into some shit.
Yeah?
Let's get into some wacky shit.
Some wacky stuff.
I mean, I got something for what you want. You got something for me? Or?
Oh no, you go. You tell me yours, and then I'll get back to mine. This is what this notepad is for.
All right, so let's see how many people on the Vegas scene are watching this. Let's talk some shit.
You're a fool. Do you really have some shit to talk?
No, but let's think about it. Who do we hate?
Who do we hate? You're stupid. I'm not doing this. That's such
Names
and bits only.
Yeah, we could tell. Let's just tell people's bits.
What's your favorite bit from someone else's set?
Shit. I love Garrett Hall has one where it's a NASCAR bit. We're just talking about his dad and EDM and NASCAR. I don't know if I.
Shit.
How do you do that in comedy? You can't give it away, right?
Yeah, you can't. Because now I really want to hear it, and it's like to the point where I would like, hey Garrett, like tell the joke.
Yeah.
NASCAR and your dad.
I guess I can't say it, but it's NASCAR, his dad, and EDM. Or like the premise of it, it's fucking hilarious.
I love to hear it.
Yeah.
Is there someone's bit that like on like a day-to-day basis, like you do something and you're like, think of someone's bit, or like just not necessarily someone in Vegas, but just like a bit in general?
Well, I'm just let's see. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't remember. I gotta pay attention more to comics when they're on stage because I've been seeing people for months. I've been seeing comics for months tell their set, and I couldn't tell you one joke that any of them did.
You know, it's weird because it's not that I feel like I listen to everyone's sets, but like in the back of my head, I feel like my memory is just like I'm hearing it and it's just in there, and then it's just kind of like in my brain now. So it's like I'm listening, but I'm not listening, but I remember all of it. Like there's so many comics that like I know their bits and like names and everything just because I've heard it, and now I feel like a fucking creep when I'm like, oh, your joke about this thing is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I will say I won't throw any shade on anybody, but there are comics that just give you like a headache when they're up there.
Oh yeah,
It's just like I don't know.
but like I feel like it's one of those things where it's like unanimous though. You know, whenever that person is on stage, everyone is kind of like, I'm gonna tune out. I'm gonna go get a beer real quick.
Well, I mean, I guess I don't watch a lot of I don't watch like specials and things like that.
Yeah, it's hard
But it is fun for me to watch open mic comics because of just like I was talking about before, like the delusion of it.
Yeah, it's a weird, especially when it's like someone that like notoriously doesn't do good and like they're still doing it and you're like, man.
There's a couple comics that they're new, you know, and you can, you know, obviously they don't have like their set together or whatever. Yeah. But some of the shit that they say is so outlandish that it's just hilarious. Yeah. Like
I almost feel like that's funnier than like.
There's this one comic. He has he always has his sign off. I won't say name. his sign off. He's
got a stage name, doesn't he?
No. But right before he leaves the stage, he goes, "Hey, my name is so and so. I love sucking pussy." And
so stupid. I know exactly.
I love those moments when somebody just says some crazy shit.
Just some wild, like for no reason either, and it's just like, oh, what was
I love
that
sucking
for?
pussy and eating ass. I think that's what he says, and then he leaves the stage, and that is like the funniest. I'll watch that all day.
So you don't watch specials like on your time?
No.
What was it? Do you remember the last special you watched?
I watched Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr just because I knew that people would want to talk about it, so I'm like, I might as well watch it.
Okay, but you're still fairly current though. I feel like those are like the two. I mean, outside of like smaller comics, but like when it comes to like major ones.
Yeah, but like back. You know how if they release a special, it's not like, oh, I gotta see this special.
Yeah, right, you watched it for the sheer fact that people are gonna be like, what did you think of Chappelle's? Oh,
I knew it was gonna be a talking point. You know,
interesting. Yeah. But did you have a real opinion about it?
Well, the thing with specials, it's weird because you know, a lot of the specials kind of use the same topics. You know, it seems like trending topics, which makes sense because the audience, you know, they're gonna want to hear that shit. But I just feel like it's kind of stale. Like I would never talk down on a comic that's on Netflix. Like that's obviously they're, you know, far advanced. But just in terms of like watching it as a fan, I don't think that there's topics that they're covering that are like super interesting. You know, ooh, look at that. That's that.
I just wanted the.
That's that Mexican beer right there.
Yeah, michelada. I was actually really upset that I bought this because I know I hate this.
Is it spicy? Like a.
Yeah, it's a little bit house. You want to try it?
Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try it.
You gotta like. It's kind of weird. You gotta lick. You gotta lick the.
Smells.
Yeah, the tongue. Are you serious?
Smells like V8. Is this V8?
Yes.
I don't want it.
Okay.
V8's disgusting.
I don't think it's V8. I think it's Clamato.
But it let me try. Let me get it. All right, let me try.
He's so dramatic. Did you see the face he made? He's so dramatic.
It's like I'm drinking cold ramen, spicy ramen or something.
Do you just drink a lot of ramen in your life?
I hate it. It's a bad idea. I don't get it. Why do you need more? Why do you need all that flavor?
Why do you need all that flavor?
There's so much taste to that. It's just it's crazy.
This is the best reaction to a michelada that I've ever heard and seen in my life.
And I'm Latino.
Yeah, you are.
So it's not like I'm just being white right now.
Oh my god, hated it. He said he made a face. He said
it's awful. I guess if you like cold V8.
I love your description. It's like drinking ramen.
Yeah, like a spicy lime ramen.
I just think the visual of you just like regularly, just like no actual ramen, you're just drinking the broth. That's a good mental image. This shit is pretty spicy. I didn't need this.
Yeah, dude, it tastes like a burrito. Now I'm just being racist.
Yeah. I'm just riffing up here. I'm just riffing. Getting loose. So can I tell you about so I asked you the question about like jokes that you think of in your day-to-day life when you say something. I asked that because you actually have a joke that I think about anytime I say this phrase. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I have a couple. Yeah. Probably.
Oh, he's got a couple of catchphrases that you could say in your everyday life.
A couple one-liners for my girlfriend, you know, if I need to drop it on her. No, let's hear it. I don't know which one.
I'm more interested in what you.
It's got to be. Is it involving the girlfriend?
No, I want to hear every. You said there's 4 jokes.
No, I said a couple.
Okay.
Which is 2.
2. Okay, so what are the 2 jokes that you think it is?
Well, you know, I got the huff and puff joke.
What's the huff and puff joke?
I can't say. Can I say it? Who cares? I'll just say it because nobody cares.
Punchline?
It's a one-liner. It's you know, I got a rule for my girlfriend: if you're gonna huff and puff, don't clean it. If you're gonna clean it, don't huff and puff.
That's a good one. Yeah. I do love that joke.
So if your girlfriend's ever cleaning something and she's like, "Let me get the soap, and you got to get this, and then we got to air it out." No, like don't talk. Just clean it. If you're gonna huff and puff, and if you're gonna huff and puff, don't clean it. You know.
Has he ever said this to you? Yeah.
That's where the joke originated.
But like after, so he wrote the joke, he said it, it worked. Since, has he said it to you?
Probably.
He says regularly.
I fuck around and I'll say like you said, you say it in your daily life. I do that with my jokes.
That's great. Actually, hearing it, that is a really good joke. Oh man. I just need to write with you. Funny. Your jokes are, I love it. I really love it. What's the other one?
That one. I forgot what it was.
Take your time, babe.
Yeah. Words are more powerful than actions these days. So whenever I need my girlfriend to hurry up, I just snap my fingers at her and say, "Take your time, babe. Just take your fucking time."
Yeah, that's the one. I love this joke. Oh my god!
So it's like a play on words, you know, like obviously doing that to your girlfriend.
Explaining your own joke.
You got me into it, dude.
I just told you that it was funny. You're like, no, but wait, it's funny,
dude. It's got a backstory. You don't want to fucking hear it.
This is a real thing.
No, I mean, I guess I just got carried away. I was explaining just in case you didn't know what that meant. But it's funny to me because you should never be snapping your fingers at your girlfriend, you know. But while you're snapping, you just, you know, take your time. So it's like, yeah. What are you gonna do, girlfriend? No, I'm being silly.
He's just getting silly.
Yeah.
Anthony Silly Victorson.
On my second beer, you know.
We smoked half of a gram pre-roll between the 3 of us, and he's had his second beer. He is wildin'.
Keep your clothes on, Marco.
No, I do feel like I was like licking the tahini off this, and I was just like, but I was looking at you as I did it, and I was like, oh, that's so creepy. It's a moment captured on video. But no, so back to that joke. So anytime it's like, so Sunday's the big day. We go watch football in the morning, right? Sarah has to get ready. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, the game starts at 10.
And she knows it starts at 10.
It starts at 10. It starts every year.
Every year
for about 17 weeks. It starts at 10.
For as long as we've been born.
Yeah. For as long as you've watched football. It's every time. It takes us 30 minutes to get to the bar that we go to watch the game. It is 9:20 and she just got out of the shower.
And Marco does not miss tip off.
I hate missing kickoff. It's not tip off. This isn't basketball. We're talking about basketball later.
You're right.
It's kickoff. I do not. So like I love football. Like the way you love. Well, you probably love basketball.
Uh-huh.
I love football.
Yeah.
Like I've been a fan since 2004. One team for as long as I've known. And
The Ravens, right?
Yeah.
I'm a big. I'm born in Miami, so I'm a big Ed Reed fan.
Oh, he's the greatest.
If you're from the University of Miami,
I know where Ed Reed is.
Also Ray Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
I know my shit. I'm a man.
I know it. I knew it was kickoff the whole time. But so
yeah.
I'm like, babe, I need you to get ready, but take your time. And then it's like literally, it's always like those type of moments where it's just like, hey, like, hurry, please, please, get ready as fast as possible, but take your time.
Right. You want to be you're mindful to be cordial.
Yeah.
But the aggressiveness is still there.
But every time I'm like, take your time, babe. And then she's like, take your fucking time. And
oh, does she do that?
Yeah, like we both do it to each other because it's just like every time we say take your time, it's always like, I think because I was always saying it to her. And then now it's become like, oh, well, you do it so much. And then that. And it's like, oh, well, that's a good joke. We like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, now it's just something we do.
I guess that's kind of a cool thing about one-liners.
Yeah.
You can just say some goofy shit.
Yeah. And people are just like,
and
great
just say
joke.
it in your regular life, whatever.
Yeah. But I still, to this day,
that's funny.
You're snapping.
Yeah.
I always told you.
Yeah.
Your joke would be so much better if it's take your time, babe. Take your fucking time.
I listen to that advice. I'd say it, but I haven't said that joke in a while. But,
yeah.
But when I say it, I'm mindful of Marco. I think I gotta time these fucking snaps
because it works so much better. Because like when you do it, like I don't know how you do it regularly.
I think I do it for both. Take your time. Take your fucking time.
Yeah, like that's such a weird that's bro.
Too much.
What is this?
It's over.
I bet this sounds terrible on microphone, like snaps. But yeah, it's just like,
no, that's
take your time, babe.
I'll take that advice because
I love that.
Another comic the other day told me like I had my microwave bit, whatever. I don't know if you know it, but at the end.
Oh, I know your joke. Trust me.
Yeah, I don't know. I know you know it, but I don't know. But
I'll explain it to you. So the microwave. Kitchen appliance.
But at the end of that joke, I say bitch, and I say the word bitch in the joke a couple times. And I had a comic tell me the other day, he's like, take out the second bitch, because you're stepping on your own punchline with it.
Yeah.
And those are like little things that you kind of need to hear. Because I would never have thought of that, and like you said with the snapping of the fingers, I might not have thought about that. Like it's that little shit.
Yeah,
you shouldn't be offended when somebody tells you that shit.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I love that.
Yeah, regardless, the joke is still great with or without the time snaps. But
but please tell me if you're like, this a little, because you don't see all of that.
Yeah,
when you're up there.
I feel like most. I don't want to say most comics because I don't want to speak for most comics, but I feel like most comics don't watch other people's sets too much unless it's like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah is killing right now. Let's listen, you know? But like just like in casual and just like, oh, this person's on this stage. Let me like check this out.
That's what makes open mics so strange. It's like, am I having a good set or is just everybody paying attention for some reason,
Yeah.
So you got... whatever, you gotta kind of have confidence.
I don't know. I love watching comedy, especially like my friends. Like I don't think
That's true. When Marco, when you're on stage or when Jimmy's on stage, or a lot of people, we have a lot of a lot of cool people out here that I love to watch what they're gonna do next.
Just like to see it happen. But then they still hit you with a good set.
Hell yeah, man. It's the comedy tradition.
You're like, nah, I was in the bathroom the whole time. Good set though, bro. Good set.
Yeah, right. I definitely do that all the time. Yeah. I'll be outside smoking a cigarette and somebody will come out there and just went on mic and good set. I saw it. Yeah. I saw it. Trust me.
It's always like kind of like awkward when they catch you though.
Yeah, they'll
They're
ask
I
you.
was like, hey man, good set. And it was like,
What was your favorite
I
part about it?
haven't been up yet. And you're like,
Well, that's bad.
that one's on me, coach.
Yeah.
That one's on me.
No, I don't just randomly go up to every comic. Good set.
No.
I make sure that they've been on stage.
There's always been those. There's always that time where they come up, and then it's just like someone that you know like hasn't been paying attention, and then like sure enough, this person comes up and
They
then
trick you.
Yeah, well, no, it's just like one of those things where it's like they come up and they're like, "Oh, you just get off? Oh man," I'm like, yeah, good set.
Yeah,
It's just like, oh man, this is awkward.
Yeah.
But yeah, when people ask you like, "Oh, what was your favorite part?" You're like,
That
whole
one
thing.
joke that you always say.
Yeah, that one's getting so much better.
Yeah.
So much better.
But that is fun to watch your friends on the mic.
Yeah, like I've been watching a lot of Garrett Hall sets.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, Garrett Hall's great.
Mm-hmm. So, basketball started.
Hell yeah.
You excited?
Yeah, dude. That's the one sport that I still fuck with.
Yeah.
Because it's just.
Do you hate this time of year?
I don't watch basketball when she's over. You know?
Oh, you're good. Oh, so you're good like that. Like,
yeah, like there's time to watch basketball.
there's a lot of basketball. There is a lot of basketball to watch.
There is. It's not like
It's not like football where it's like one.
You're right.
1-2 days. You know.
Yeah, and football only has the NFL, basketball, and NCAA. But basketball has all of these little leagues going on that these pros play.
Do you
in.
watch?
Yeah, I watch everything. But I'm like a super fan. But
You watch a lot of basketball.
yeah, like they have like the Drew League where you're gonna see like LeBron James play Kevin Durant in the off season.
Yeah.
Like you don't see that with the NFL in terms of
Yeah.
they don't get together and play ball.
Yeah.
In the off season, you know.
Like, yeah, you want to go hit each other in the middle of summer?
Right, you never see that. Like it's just the NFL game.
Yeah.
But
Well, now
always-
there's the XFL.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Are you gonna watch it? I remember with the XFL came out. We're like basically the same age, almost, right?
Yeah.
It came out like when we were like 10. Remember?
Yeah.
Or like 11.
I don't remember it though. That was probably because like I wasn't watching sports at that time.
I remember when it came out. I was super excited because all you heard was like, "It's gonna be like NFL Blitz," you know, like
yeah.
Yeah.
The classic NFL blitz.
And then Vince McMahon was like the commissioner of
It
it.
was the owner. Well, he owned that.
Right.
And even now, it's the XFL's back. And he still owns it.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
He's still wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
He's like, it failed the first time. Guess what? We're gonna
They
try
need
it
to
again.
They need to just make it like NFL Blitz. Like just have no rules. You know?
Well,
Fights like hockey.
Yeah, I think like now it's just like they're at because like before they were like that's what they marketed as. It was
Yeah.
that high like violent sport and everything, but it's just like at the end of the day, bro, it's just football, you know?
Right. Now they're more like professional.
Yeah, so like then they were like, oh, this is just normal football. Like it's just not the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But then now I feel like they're just like, oh well, the NFL needs a competitor. We're the competitor.
Right.
Yeah.
They're actually like trying.
Yeah.
To
So
do
then they're marketing as
Like
a faster pace football because they feel like football's slow, especially like with all the commercial breaks, timeouts, and stuff like that. It's kind of hard, but
like AEW is trying to rival.
yeah. Oh, a little bit of wrestling knowledge.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get into wrestling.
Do you watch wrestling?
You know
or
what's-
are you only because of your brother? Now you kind of have like a closer ear to it.
No, when we were kids, I watched it just like my brother.
Yeah.
Like we grew up in the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
So it was, Steve Austin, Undertaker,
The Rock, and
yeah.
Mankind.
So those were my guys.
Yeah.
And then John Cena came around, and that jumped the shark
Oh,
for
yeah.
me. I said, yeah, I don't like this white boy. I'm done with wrestling.
Yeah, like he could probably say the N word. I can't.
Like I don't like his fucking spinning belt that he has.
That was baller.
Yeah.
I remember that. I liked it.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, it's because I'm probably at the same time like Need for Speed was out, and they had the spin. That's when spinning rims were the fucking thing.
For me, John Cena was kind of like it was like before Cena, after Cena.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's kind of how they look at it too.
Do they?
Yeah.
It's like
the
a
Cena
different.
era.
Yeah, like Cena changed
Yeah.
the way they acted and shit.
Because then I think that's when they went to the. I'm never drinking another michelada on camera. I feel so strange.
Yeah, you're just licking.
Yeah, but I'm looking at you. But yeah, and then that's when I think they started to transition into more PG.
Yeah.
So everyone could watch it. It'd be like no bra and panties matches and whatnot.
And like the little badass that I was like, I'm not watching this bullshit, this WWE. It's all about WWF. You know.
That's great.
It's crazy what you grow up on, like in terms of like your influences, and you like. I was watching really bad shows when I was a kid.
I grew up on horror movies. Like,
did you?
Are like you know, like is it just a bunch of already like gore, like a lot of like horror movies. Like I watched that normally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like very early on, I was like desensitized.
What's your favorite? What scared you as a kid?
Oddly enough, I think Leprechaun. Do you remember Leprechaun?
Leprechaun scares everybody as a kid. That's so weird.
Because like he can never die. So I have reoccurring dreams where Leprechaun is chasing me, but I know I can't kill him because you can't kill him.
And then the Leprechaun is like a comedy too. It's like
no, that's the most unfortunate. It's probably like it because it came into place where like horror movies were like Freddy was doing really well, but it was a lot of comedy horror. And then this one was like on that same tip where it was like it needs to be funny because a horror movie just by itself isn't going to appeal to many people.
Like Chucky.
Yeah.
Were you scared of Chucky?
No.
I was always scared of The Exorcist.
Really?
Yeah. Demons.
Demons don't get me too much, especially like The Exorcist, because like that movie has like a history of like when it came out, people were like throwing up in the movie theaters and running out. And then like I watched it having this hype because I used to watch what was it, like AMC would have like in like around Halloween time like the best horror movie countdown, be like number 3 Exorcist people, and then they would have like directors and stuff be like, oh yeah, when that movie came out I was like 16, went to this, and it was like oh, this is gonna be like this movie is gonna scar me.
You just
for
hyped
life.
it up too much.
Yeah, exactly. And then I watched it, I'm like it's whatever.
How does a leprechaun scare you in The Exorcist?
I don't know.
It's fucking
I
weird.
don't know. See, that's why it's stupid. That's why, but actually, like my all-time favorite horror movie is this Spanish film. It's called The Orphanage.
Oh shit!
Guillermo del Toro.
You mean El Orphanage?
El Orfanato. El God. We are both of Hispanic descent, and
El Orfanato.
Yeah, I think it's El Orfanato.
No, because it was called like. Wasn't it called La or El?
Well, because it's in Spanish, but then it's. Like,
I saw that shit in theaters.
Did you really?
Yeah. Where they're on a beach, right?
Un, dos, tres, toco la pared, right?
It was a long time ago.
Okay,
but there's like a beach scene, right?
Yeah, because they lost their son.
Yeah.
They think that
that was a very scary movie.
It's the only movie in my entire life that has put like fear, like where you're like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
there's jump scares. Jump scares are whatever. That's what they're like meant for, right?
Yeah.
But like a movie that actually like you're like, oh, you're like curling up. You're like,
that's
what
a forgotten movie. I forgot about that movie.
And it's so unfortunate that it's like I mean, it's not unfortunate, but like it's in Spanish, so people don't want to read the subtitles. So when they're like, oh well, what's your favorite horror? You don't like this movie, or
it's in
this
subtitles,
movie.
right? The whole time. Yeah.
But it's like I understand Spanish, so like, and I don't have a problem watching subtitles.
Yeah.
Even then, but neither. Like you tell like Joe Schmo down the street that doesn't know Spanish, and you're like, oh, my favorite like horror movie is a Spanish movie, and they're like, yeah, it's not. I'm not gonna watch that.
I turned on the Babadook the other day. You heard,
I've seen that? Yeah. I was actually I have a stupid hot take on this movie.
Do you?
Yeah. What did you think of it?
Well, I was like falling asleep during it, but every time I woke up, there'd be some crazy lady running around. I don't even know what.
Oh yeah.
It looked very freaky though.
That's a good one. You should probably watch that one.
Yeah, I want to watch that one. I just watched for the first time. I don't know if you heard about it. I'm sure you've heard about it if you like horror.
You're gonna be like, I don't know if you heard about it. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You seen that one before?
That scared the shit out of me.
Which one? The remake or the original?
The original was scary as shit. The remake came out when I was a little bit older.
I saw the remake before I saw the original.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's a weird way to look at it. What was better? What was scarier?
Oh, that's a good question. I have to watch both of them again to give you. But no, like, I mean, because, like, I saw that and, like, I knew the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, it was like, I know there was an original and they were remaking it. But I just saw that one first because, like, it kind of came out when I was, like, really got into movies. So, like, I saw that and I was like, oh, that's good. You see Jessica Biel? Yes. She's got that small white tank top on, and then she's in the water.
Prime Jessica Biel.
Teenage Me loved that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still like a really good movie, and I feel like it's a good remake in the realm of horror movie remakes. It was a good one, but the original has like a certain feel to it. It's like I like they're almost different movies to me. You know,
one crazy movie that I just saw, Cannibal Holocaust. You ever heard of that? No.
Isn't that like a metal band? I feel like that's
probably.
I know there's Cannibal Corpse, but that sounds like
it's considered like one of the craziest horror movies.
What is
like
it?
You know, just like it's known as being like the most gory horror movie.
You say Cannibal Holocaust?
Cannibal Holocaust.
You know what I'm watching,
and it's It's pretty freaky.
Yeah.
I got really freaked out by Tusk too. Have you seen Tusk? Why is that weird? That shit gave me nightmares for
Oh my god. Are
month.
You serious?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Oh my god.
It was one of the grossest things I've ever seen.
Everyone like shits on that movie like hard.
Do they?
Yeah, like people do not think that's a good movie. Like
it scared the shit.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Oh my god, that's so hilarious.
Tusk really stuck with me. The Fourth Kind. I don't know.
Oh,
if you
like the
remember
alien one.
That was like
that
one
was
scarier.
a good one.
Yeah,
I love aliens. So and like good alien movies, I'm with.
Do you remember the scene from Signs where?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, like people love Signs.
Oh, I screamed like a little baby during that movie.
I like the lead up where he's like, they're like, because it's in Mexico, and he's like, "Vámonos, children, vámonos," and it's like, do you remember that?
You mean the home video?
No. So he's like, so Joaquin Phoenix is like looking at the TV, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like a little kid's party or something. So
Yeah, the home party video.
Yeah. So then he's like looking at the TV, and
it's the scariest fucking part of the movie.
Yeah, but right before the scariest part, there's like the little kids in front of the camera, and then he's like, "Vámonos."
To the screen.
Yeah. And like that part is so funny to me.
It's like
that it takes me out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's such a good line. Like I feel like that line is so underappreciated when people do that sort of stuff, because it's like
it's got to be a Latino thing.
Well, it's just like you're so entranced by one thing that like you kind of adapt that. Like he's like, oh, it's in Mexico. Then he's like, wow, like, oh, they speak like, if I say it in Spanish, they'll hear me. You know, like that type of.
That's still when racism was just funny. Like,
vámonos, good times. He's bringing back his Allen Iverson joke tomorrow. Thursday fun day, everybody.
Oh yeah.
What do you think? What was your like scary movie then? What's your favorite scary movie? What's your favorite scary movie?
I loved Insidious. I love the genre. I love like
big horror movie fan.
Yeah, like me and my girlfriend have only been watching horror movies for like the last month.
Yeah,
just because it's October.
Yeah.
So I like to get into it.
Nice.
I'm a big Halloween fan.
Halloween's great. What's your favorite Halloween?
Well, I mean, Halloween.
Oh, like the holiday.
But also, yes, Halloween's great.
What year was your favorite Halloween?
2002.
Yeah, 2002 is a prime year for Halloween.
Full Snickers bar. Full sized. It was Anthem.
That's great. Yeah, but
Halloween might be one of my favorite
horror
movies for sure. Yeah.
You know, I like Halloween 2 more than Halloween 1, where he's in the hospital.
Okay, and he escapes the hospital, or he escapes the van.
Yeah, he escapes the van, and then he's like chasing Lori around the hospital.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but Halloween 2 just really like that one resonates with me. Mm-hmm. The last one that they did with The like new Jamie Lee Curtis one wasn't too bad.
I didn't love it. It wasn't scary at all. It was. I mean,
yeah, it was like more. It was kind of more actiony.
It was action. Yeah. And I'm not. I'm scared. Like I still
I'm a
want to be
suspense
scared.
guy.
Yeah.
You know.
I wanted some jump out scenes.
Yeah.
That shit was like Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm just gonna be in my basement waiting for him and
with a shotgun.
Yeah, with my guns.
Yeah, and then you know what took me out of it a little bit? Like, granted, I know she like escaped like this killer. I guess spoilers for this movie, but she all of a sudden knew how to build like these elaborate ass booby traps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like at the end where like it like traps them in like the bars, and you're like, how the fuck? Like, did she like pay someone? Like what in her like life? She was just like, yep, gonna get those bars, close them down there, burn them alive.
Yeah,
and then she created that plan, and you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with this movie? Like,
there has to be an easier plan too.
Yeah, exactly.
To deck out your house in like thousands of dollars of booby traps for 20 years.
So expensive.
Yeah.
You know what's wild though is like she did that in anticipation, like knowing that he was gonna break out.
Oh, I'd just kill myself. Right? You're just gonna wait 20 years with these booby traps? Just kill yourself.
Oh my god. I did like the line though. They were like, "Oh, the only thing keeping them alive is the want to kill each other." I'm like, that gives him so much character.
They have nothing to live for.
Yeah, they have nothing. Like they're not gonna die because they gotta kill. Like they gotta kill the other one, so they just gotta live. And then they can't die because then they're like, I can't let this motherfucker live.
They should have ended like
he's gonna have a happy life. How dare you?
Just ended like Romeo and Juliet, and
they both die.
They both die at the end.
That's like a really good fan fiction where they're actually incest cousins, you know, or like incest brother and sister. That's a step.
Romeo and Juliet are not related, are they?
I don't think so. You know.
You added incest out of nowhere.
Yeah, family lines get crossed. It was a weird time in history. Right,
yeah, you're right. I
mean,
like
no, that period was
they
like
probably were related. Actually.
Yeah, like it was like notorious for like when the fuck did even Romeo and Juliet?
But the thing is, they can't
when
be.
When did that take place? There's no timeline, right? They never gave you like a certain time, did they? I never once saw like a screen title.
That's
on,
because
like,
it was
movies.
It was present time, which William Shakespeare was like in the 1700s.
Is that what we're sticking with?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
It's not a period piece. It was just
or
made.
Was it a period piece? You know,
it's just really old.
Yeah.
It's a really old story.
You know, he's actually just like in his grave. He's like, that movie was like that was took place way later than that. Like, what are you guys doing with my artwork?
They have the Leo Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, where they're like, the modern one.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen it all the way through.
They talk like, you know, William Shakespeare talks, but they have cars and shit.
And guns and stuff like that. John Leguizamo on there?
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That's my Puerto Rican brother.
The Pest? Did you ever watch The Pest?
Wait,
with John Leguizamo?
That sounds so familiar.
What
happens?
Like, what was The Pest about? It's like this guy and his friends, I think they kidnap his girlfriend. Oh my god, what was The Pest about? That's like
I just watched Tu Wong Fu. You ever seen that?
Tu Wong Fu? Not all the way through that I remember.
Yeah. They were like
Tu Wong Fu. Yeah. It's Wesley Snipes and Patrick Swayze. Yeah.
And John Leguizamo.
Shout out. John Leguizamo was probably killing it back in the day.
Mario, the movie. Let's not forget.
Is that
the real version of Mario? You never seen that one?
Oh, Mario and Luigi. Oh no, that's such a bad movie.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, that's so bad.
But it's one of my childhood movies, so it's like one of the greatest movies ever.
Have you watched that since then?
No, I would like to.
Dude, I should watch. What we're gonna do?
We should comment.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna because I was gonna have you watch that basketball movie with me, but I do not care about basketball.
Hell yeah, and I don't care anymore either.
Yeah. So that would be a really good one where we just watch Super Mario Brothers.
Hell yeah,
and then we'll just commentate through it.
I'm down because I haven't seen that. That's like one of my favorite movies. But then you grow up and everyone's shitting on it, and you're like, oh yeah.
I just realized what that movie was for me. Do you remember Power Rangers Turbo Force, where they had the cars? Do you remember Power Rangers Turbo Force? No. So this was probably right after Mighty Morphin, right? Like it was like the next one. They got cars.
Oh, that one.
Shut your so. Richard Humphrey will fight you over this right now,
dude. Speaking of Richard, keep talking.
No,
there's this hilarious thread I've been keeping up with. Richard Humphrey, he goes, Universal, this is on Twitter.
Oh, with a Gemini man?
Yeah.
Stupid. That's the biggest rat hole.
So he tweets, Universal Studios has better rides than Disneyland by a long shot. Josh Giordano said, because Josh Giordano is the king of Disneyland.
Yeah. He has a Disneyland podcast, right?
Does he?
I think so. I think that's what I heard yesterday.
I know he has a season pass. But, all right, so Rich says Universal Studios has better rides than Disneyland by a long shot. Josh says, so wrong. Richard says, nope, and you have a bias. And then they get into it.
I can only imagine what that argument between, well, we got Space Mountain, and they're like...
Yep. I mean, while they do have a movie and rides, the Harry Potter ride walked so the Millennium Falcon ride could run. How deep is that?
That's such a great line.
Wait, let me read that again.
Now I got to go to Universal Studios and ride that ride, and I'll be like, oh, that was cool. And then you go to the Millennium Falcon one, and you're like, oh.
This is the shit that goes down on Twitter. Like, this is such a prophetic line.
Richard Humphreys and Maya Jamie are my all-time. And Jason Krychek.
Yeah.
Best Twitter. Just, like, that's all I need. Yeah, and they're very active. I just imagine Jason Krychek like smoking a lot of weed and like making porn and just writing Twitter jokes.
Porn.
Yeah, and just killing it all day.
Fucking pumpkins. I saw that tweet. So shout out to Richard for saying the Harry Potter ride walked so the Millennium Falcon ride could run.
I'm going to ask him about that.
That's really deep.
Yeah. Loves Universal Studios. Or I guess Disneyland.
It's great. Like I didn't grow up on like all that like nerd shit, you know. Like, so it's hilarious to me. It's just like basketball.
I have no idea.
I hit something fell. But it's just like basketball. Like
you cutting yourself off.
That's enough.
Just like basketball?
Just like where you can just know so much about such a stupid topic, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of how I feel about football sometimes. Not really. I don't know that many facts, but I think I just watch a lot of it that I kind of like see. Same thing with UFC.
Well, it's just like you can't bring that knowledge into anything else.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know?
Yeah, like there's been times where I've like wanted to make jokes about like this thing, but it's like, or this thing or that thing, and it's just like, who cares about my deep cut Super Smash Brothers like joke?
Like wouldn't it be cool if you could really write about what you wanted to write about?
Bro, like, if people understood my Tide shirt commercial, I would be killing the game. If they just saw the commercial and they're like, oh, that is a stupid commercial, and then they hear my joke and then they're like, this man killing it.
Right, like you need a projector or something to show.
Yeah, but like Exhibit A, so watch the side commercial and then I'm going to do my bit.
I would have all jokes about like weird NBA players that like, you know, like if everybody knew what I was talking about, it would just be like
you get a 5-minute set together of just nonsense and I get a 5. This will be the first show that you produce here. We'll just get comics to not write jokes. Like they're not going to do your get set. You're just going to write jokes on stuff that you really just want to talk about.
Yeah, you can write jokes, but like,
no, like,
literally what you want to talk, like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like you can't do any of your actual material. You got to write jokes about the stupid stuff that you like.
Yeah. Like I can't think of anything. Right. Yeah, but just weird.
Think about all the ways the Ravens defense makes you feel sometimes, and then just be like, at this moment,
yeah.
Like, what is he? Did he really just do 10 minutes on the Ravens defense? Amen. It's the show.
Like, can you believe that JaVale McGee is better than so-and-so at whatever?
Could you only imagine how much hype Zion Williams was getting? They were comparing all his stats to like some of the great basketball players already. Yeah. Then it was like a Zion Williams, must-see TV. Immediately next week gets hurt.
Yeah.
And it was like night and day. That's the only thing. Like, so Zion, I don't know why. I don't know why, but I've just been following him ever since like that name has become relevant. Like, oh, Zion
so you
Williams.
Knew him in high school?
No, is that really how long? Like,
oh, I've been See, we're getting deep into it now.
Have you really?
This is what I want to talk about.
Hold on. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm going to use the restroom, and I want to hear about Zion Williams in high school.
Dude, we could talk all day. What are we talking about here? Are we still on?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll just...
don't say the N-word.
Yeah.
Control yourself, please.
I'll just carry the show. No, I'm sure you can edit this part out, right? Hey, what's going on, Vegas? This is my show. This is my podcast. I'm in Marco Arriaga Studios. Yeah, a lot of Shaun of the Dead material, the memorabilia. Just a lot of things that are signed that shouldn't be signed, like Shaun of the Dead. He's got signature. He's got autographs for that. He's got Super Troopers over here, and that's signed by the cast. So just if you want any random memorabilia, just come into Marco's house and steal it, and he's got it. And yeah, he's got the most random autographs in the world.
Oh, what other autographs do you see?
We were just talking about your you got the most random collection of memorabilia. You got signed Super Troopers.
It's my all-time favorite comedy movie.
Which is dope. I mean, for me, it's dope. But it's just like...
But you're like, why the fuck?
Out of all the things that you could have signed...
That's my favorite movie. I feel like that makes so much sense.
I guess it does.
And then the Shaun of the Dead, because that's my like favorite trio, favorite actor, and my favorite director. And it's Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and I'm only missing World's End because they haven't made it yet.
If somebody like stole all this shit, and they got home and they're like, "What the fuck kind of memorabilia is this?"
Yeah, they're like, "What did I steal?" I'm like, literally, it would destroy my like entire life. I'd feel so bad, but
like it would affect you a lot more.
Yeah, but then they're like, "Oh, this is worth like $300 at
yeah,
most."
Exactly.
You know,
that's what I was thinking. Yeah. I didn't want to say it.
Well, no, probably a little bit more. I mean, yeah, probably a little bit more. But like, it's not like you're making a fortune off of this.
This is like the shit that you like.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
this
is cool.
Literally like, shit, like literally, like, bro, why do you need, like, the first appearance of Venom in Marvel? You know.
Yeah, it's not like you go to like some dude with sports that has a bunch of sports and everything's, worth something.
Yeah, exactly.
Baseball or whatever.
Yeah, this is Barry Bonds's, final home run ball.
These are like Marco memorabilia.
Yeah, it's the stupidest shit.
My favorite collectible that I have right now is you watch Zoolander?
Yeah.
I have the van that they all blew up in, like the little toy car.
Oh, the little Jeep.
Yeah, the little Jeep. I have that.
Is that like one of your favorite movies, or you're just like?
I love that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would say that's my favorite movie.
Really?
If I had to put it on paper,
That's a bold one. I like that.
Zoolander's dope. That shit is.
David Bowie's in that. I love that spot. I have such an appreciation for that scene, because then it was like, oh, well, I'll host it. And it's like, why the fuck is David Bowie in this movie?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, of course, because it's Zoolander. What else would be going on?
What was that, the walk-off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my little dumb brain, like kid brain, when he pulls it out of his like thing and it's like still together, and I was like,
How did he do that?
How did he do that?
Me too.
And then you're just like, you're trying to figure it out. And you're like, as you get older, you're like, you stupid bitch. Like,
well, you're just thinking, is it possible?
Yeah.
Like,
you're like, how could you do that? Magnetic underwear. I figured it out.
I'm sure that's possible, though.
No, it is not possible.
I'm like, wait, you're telling me?
Yeah, you're like, no.
That was just the movie?
Yeah.
Nah, dude, that scene was real. What are you talking about?
All right, so tell me about Zion Williams.
First of all, his name is Zion Williamson.
Williamson, okay. Oh, now I feel like a dick.
Yeah, me too. We're already, it's like too underground to talk about.
Or is that like
no,
does he go by Williams or Williamson?
Williamson.
Oh, so I just said it wrong.
Yeah, you don't know his name.
You putting me on basketball blast right now? All right, so go ahead.
No, well, high school, like, they have all these highlight videos now of basketball players. So you can follow them when they're like 14, 15 years old, play basketball.
That's very strange.
Yeah, well, let's put it out
there. You
there.
have a Twitter account or?
Me?
No, I'm saying like how do you follow?
They have like, Ball's Life, and like they go to the high schools and they film the games.
Oh, I gotcha.
So I knew about Zion when he was like a freshman in high school because he was already a phenom.
Yeah.
So it feels like I've been watching him for 6 years now.
Crazy.
Yeah.
One of your favorite players, or is just one of those things that you just kind of kept up on?
Just kept up on, like the Balls, Lonzo Ball and all them. I've known them since they were like 13.
Yeah. Oh, it's the same sort of deal.
Yeah.
Damn. So you really do like basketball?
Well, yeah, it's like a cool, like, I guess that's how it's cool to like follow them, into their.
Sure, I got you.
To be like, oh, I knew them before they were anybody, so that nobody cares. So I can be up here and be like, it's Williamson.
Who's your favorite basketball player?
Dwayne Wade.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Why Dwayne Wade?
He's just a sexy chocolate piece of ass.
She just looked so disappointed. She was like, this is already getting real rough for you, but that statement right there.
It's the NBA sucks, sports suck because like your favorites retire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the entire Ravens defense. Yeah, that shit broke my heart. It still breaks my heart.
Right, like I wouldn't be able to tell you who's on the Ravens now. I could tell you their 2010 team.
Yeah, when they won the Super Bowl.
But that's sad. It's sad because you grow up and you grow up with your favorite player, like Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, you start to watch the team and you're like, oh, this is these are the guys.
It reminds you of childhood, and I think that's like if you're not a sports fan, I think that's the appeal of it that people don't see is that we grew up with these players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
like I said, 2004 since I've been a Ravens fan. Like this is like a lot of my formative years.
Right. So you saw Ray Lewis when he was the best, and then you saw him when he started, dropping off.
How dare you?
That is, I know. I was like,
wow.
I was gonna say
won a Super Bowl. He retired on top.
Did he win? Did he retire?
Yeah.
He wasn't Ray Lewis when he retired, was he?
Oh yeah, I mean, he's kind of always been that way. But the Ravens defense has been like number one for a very long time.
Yeah,
and during that time, they were it was Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, Ed Reed, some players, and we actually had a good offense as well. But it was just one of those times where like it kind of had been coming up more and more. Like, hey, are you retiring soon? And then that year came up, and then he was like, if we don't win a Super Bowl, or he's like, oh, this is my last year, like, because he was up there in age. Granted, he wasn't playing as frequent, but in his last 2 years, he got so much better. Like, he was taking reps off, but he was playing so much better. And then they won the Super Bowl that year, and then that's when he retired.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So I think...
I cried that day.
Did you?
Yeah.
I watched when Kobe retired with my best friend who was a Laker fan, and he was just bawling his eyes out.
I can only imagine.
I'm like,
I imagine that same thing will happen when LeBron finally does decide to retire, because I mean, so much controversy where he's gone, what he's done, but he's one of the greatest to do it. And he's had play at home in Cleveland and Miami, now in LA. Like, so many people. I mean, I imagine it's like just like Kobe Bryant, but on a almost like wider scale because there's more than just one city.
I hated LeBron his whole career. Yeah. But then there's a certain point where you're just like, okay, you gotta stop hating.
Yeah. You can't deny.
I've always had this thing for hating whoever's the best. Because it's like, why would you root for the best one? Don't you want to root for somebody that's up and coming or something? You know. So I've always hated the Yankees. Always hated the Lakers.
You hate the Patriots.
Hate the Patriots.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
It's given. It's a given.
Yeah. It's like,
it's two constants in life.
Why would you want to? I feel like people that root for those teams are underdeveloped people.
Underdeveloped fans. Yeah, I always feel like, especially if you're like, oh, you're not from like Boston or whatever. Like if you're from Boston, yeah, by all means, you're a Red Sox fan, you're a Patriots fan, sure. But I was just like, oh, well, I'm from like Utah, and I'm like, my team is this because they're great right now. It's like,
it's like, what kind of dictator tyrant are you?
Yeah, you could have been a Seahawks fan and really earned that one, you know?
Yeah.
Or it's like it like the Raptors?
It's like the white privilege of sports fans. Like, no, you're not allowed to be a Laker fan.
Yeah.
That you just like the easy
the Lakers
way out.
That good. They haven't been too good, right?
Yeah, right. But then you'll see that Vegas isn't repping the Lakers like it usually does when they're doing good. You know what I mean? People come out of the woodworks when all of a sudden the team's going good.
Especially, I mean, Raiders fans, Cowboys fans,
and it's
Lakers
like,
fans.
What type of people are those? They're fucking weirdos.
It's a weird, like casual fans are kind of strange to me. Because it's like the same person was like, oh, well, my favorite team is the Chargers, but my other favorite team is like the Jaguars. And you're like, nah, I don't buy it.
It's like talking to a casual fan of comedy. Like my favorite comedian is Kevin Hart, which is great. You know, throw out any other name though, please. You know.
I feel like mine is kind of like that because my favorite comic is Aziz. So,
really?
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of
Aziz and Hannibal.
I think
which are like
Aziz gets a lot of hate, I feel.
Last year he had like a Me Too thing.
Yeah,
that like kind of.
I meant more towards his comedy, but.
Oh yeah, because I feel like people don't like how like outrageous he is sometimes.
There's something about like when you get too big that people turn their backs on you, and it happened, I think, to like Dane Cook. Aziz.
Yeah, I think because he did like the TV show.
Kevin Hart. You know, you're gonna have people say you're corny once you get to a
But
certain
isn't
level.
that not the goal? Like, did you only like your only? I guess some people's only desire to do comedy. Like, I get that, but like you never like thought it'd be cool like be in a movie or like do this thing.
That's why I'm always careful to not hate on different styles or anything like that.
Well, so I think about this a lot. Like, okay. I wanna be in entertainment. It's not necessarily comedy. I don't want a blanket statement. It's like I want to work in entertainment, and it's like what doors that opens up is fine. But at the same time, it's like, hey, do you want to go film this movie? It's a small part in this thing, but it's like, yeah, if it sounds like a cool project and it's something that like, why are you gonna shut it down? Oh well, I'm a comic. I only do comedy.
It's like the sellout thing.
Yeah. It's like. Why are you not excited about that? You know, be hyped.
Yeah, it's a childish thing to.
Yeah, it's a weird thought. Would you sell out?
Yeah, fuck yeah. What does that even mean?
I would fucking sell. Yeah, I would sell out
for money.
So you know, like when you see people like famous fans and stuff like that, like when you're watching the basketball game, blah blah blah, sitting courtside. That would for sure be me if I were to like. Make it big, you'd see me at every Ravens game on the field in the jersey, like get them guys. You know, like you see me like shaking hands.
Like if you had $5 billion, would you buy the Ravens?
Yeah, well, no, like I would like even if they were like, hey, I'm a well known person. I'm a huge fan. how do I get season tickets? And then they hit me with like, hey, we're just going to come to the games. We'll take care of you. 100%. I'm selling out. Big time. You want to be in this video game? Yes.
Well, selling out is starting to become an old term because I've heard this, that millennials and the next Gen Z or what is that the next?
Yeah, I think so.
After, I've heard that they don't even know what the term sellout means because they'll do anything for camera time or anything. So that word is kind of died down, which is funny.
I just thought of celebrity fleshlights. That's a thing. Like, do dildos have to be a thing, right? Like celebrity dildos.
Are they?
I don't know. They could be. You could. I'll start the company.
Let's act like we don't know, Marco.
Yeah, I will mold peni all day, bro. If it's making me money, and then all of a sudden people are just have Johnny Depp's penis.
Right, but I think that's the girl versus guy thing. I don't know. Are a lot of girls craving?
Oh no, it's a niche
Johnny
market
Depp's exact mold.
It's a niche market for sure. But bachelorette parties, we're gonna kill the game. You know what I'm saying? Like gag gifts, Johnny Depp's penis is gonna be flying off the shelves.
I mean, it makes total sense as a man. Like, yeah, I want to see what what's her name's pussy feels like.
I want to have her vagina in a flashlight.
But I don't think that crosses.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I just.
But I mean, a Jason Momoa.
I'm just spitballing ideas here.
A Jason Momoa dildo would have to sell out.
See, I'm saying, you see, now you get where I'm coming from. See, she's on board with the idea. She watched Aquaman. She loved it.
She does not like Jason Momoa.
She does not. You happy with that? I like that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We're running out of time, and it's already been 2 hours. And
thanks for
I don't know if she wants to spend the night. So
you just gonna take my girl now?
No, because I'm taking you because we're gonna do this all night and then just take a nap, do it again. Wake up, see what we got.
No, I'll get out of here. Amanda can sleep tonight.
Is there anything you would like to plug? Say final words.
I'm here for the hangout, man. That's it. I'm glad you're doing it.
I appreciate it.
Keep grinding, Marco.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And then 6 months later, we'll do this all again.
Hell yeah. Well, we're gonna do that Mario thing for sure.
Oh yes, 100%. I have to write that down. That's gonna be my next series. And I'm just gonna get really high with comedians and then just watch their childhood movies while we destroy it.
Childhood movies that they think are masterpieces, but then they grow up and they're like, "Oh, that was shit."
You're like, that was way worse than I remember.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I also appreciate you cutting yourself off. That was it's a great thing to witness. It's a great thing. It's a beautiful moment. I was like, he's going really out of his way to put this beer down.
1 3/4 beers. I know my limit.
I know my limit. I gotta get up in the morning. All right, man. Well, thank you so much again. Subscribe. Where can people find you on the internet?
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Anthony Victorson. Just my name, Anthony Victorson. It'll come up.
Great name. I think I have to change my Twitter and my Instagram to reflect
I've heard you
name.
talk about that before.
Yeah.
Because of Yummus Hummus.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Great name. I loved it.
Yeah. Obviously, you want people to find your name, I guess. Whatever.
I guess.
Don't sell out, Marco.
Yeah, don't sell out. Not the
username,
baby. Not the username. All right, then. Thank you so much, Anthony. I appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man.
Let's stand in front of this camera with our beautiful shorts, though, for a nice little closing scene. Cool?
Yep.
I feel like yours are higher than mine.
Really?
Yeah. You taller? Yeah. Fuck yeah, I'm taller than you.